Hi there, Tanya's back. We're going to bring you a little Pilates section. So these are just going to be short little sections that I'm going to bring you. And we're going to mostly focus in on the actual core, that cylinder run around the waistline. So we're going to be using each part of it for these first few movements. So I'm hoping that you're going to like this video. So leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, maybe leave a comment because it's always good for feedback. You know, how else do we grow? Give us feedback. But we're going to allow you a little bit of time just to grow into the movements, and we can increase the intensity of that. So you will have options within it. So yeah, we're going to get you into position. So have fun with this session and work hard. So bring yourself into seated, comfortable seat. And then from there, tall with the posture, legs about hip distance apart. And we're going to get you to roll down to the floor. So curl the tailbone under and start your roll to bring it down. Once you're down there, get yourself set up. Long through the neck, long through the back. So we're going to bring you into Tic Toc. So just making sure in this position, bring the legs together, knees and feet together, and the heels don't have to be too close, they can be a little bit further away. And I want you to go through a couple of pelvic tilts with the legs together. And as you go through those pelvic tilts, flatten in the back, and then that little arch, just awakening your awareness in through there. To find your mid position, so you've got that tiny little space in the low back, but you feel that tightening sensation in the lower tummy. That feeling maybe as the pelvic floor pulling up to help pull that connection from your pubic bone to your rib cage. And we're going to take the arms just a little bit open to the side, and we're going to take Tic Toc. So on your next in-breath, open the right knee out to the side, keeping the left leg perfectly still. And then on the out-breath, pull in, pubic bone up to rib cage to draw the knee back in. In breath, open the left leg out to the side, and there's a press down at the end range. Out breath, pull up, that zip up to help draw back in. So as you move through this Tic Toc, in breath to go out, the out breath to draw back in. Feeling that hopefully the midsection of the body stays pretty stable. This is just your thigh bone rotating outwards in the hip socket and coming back in. But that connection with the muscles, that as you open out, you're thinking about the pull up to stop the pelvis going into an arch, to stop the ribs maybe coming away from the floor, and not overworking with anything. Just making that connection through core into legs. So we're taking it through 5 each way. And once you get to the end of that 5th one, then we're going to take both knees open into that butterfly. So both knees are pressing open on the in-breath, and then on the out-breath, you're zipping up to help pull those knees back in together. So that sensation awareness of keeping the ribs in contact with the floor, even as the knees open, because the back wants to arch. Again, that connection pulling up and drawing in. So in-breath to open, press down with both knees, and out-breath, zip up to draw back in. As you go through that, just notice whether you're holding tension, say from the rib cage upwards. Can you relax the upper body? So you're not kind of helping everything out. So once we've done 5 there, then we're going to go like a single into that double close. So on the in-breath, you can open the right knee out to the side. On the out-breath, open the left knee out to the side. In-breath, pressing both knees down. Out-breath, zip back up and together. In-breath, open the left leg out to the side. Out-breath, open the right knee. In-breath, pressing both knees down. Out-breath, zip back up again. So onto the right. So right leg open, left leg open. Squeeze to press both knees down, keeping that connection, and then drawing both back in. And to left. To the right. Pressing down, and then zipping up, drawing back in. We're going to take one more on each side. So in-breath to open the right. Out-breath to open the left. In-breath, squeezing down. Out-breath, zipping back up. And left leg open. And then the right. pressing down, and then zipping up, draw back in together. We're going to take both knees to the right. In breath, both knees to the right. You can choose how far they go. Maybe it's only a small movement, or maybe you're going all the way to the floor. And then on the out breath, scooping everything in to draw back in. So again, in breath, take it over to the other side. You're still in charge of how far that movement goes from one side to the other. Out breath, scooping in through the belly button to try to bring your spine onto the floor. As you take it over to the next side again, so move back over to the right, I want you to imagine your shoulders almost starting to come off if you're able to take it to that range. And then you're going to start from the top of your spine all the way down to place it back into center. Again, reaching across, and as you reach across, thinking about grounding the shoulder and the chest, the ribs, the low back, the pelvis, and then it pulls the knees back to center. So you're making this little spiral through the spine, and you're connecting it from the top down on the way back in. Drawing it out from the lowest part of the knees, reaching, almost pulling those knees further away each time, and then drawing in from the center to come back. We're going to take just one more each side. Again, making it really quite intentional, so you feel that connection with those core muscles helping to realign your center. And then as you draw back in, we're going to draw the knees in, take it in for a hug. And if it feels good, a little rock side to side. Okay, so from there, okay, we're going to bring you just into the slightly more challenging version of that. Okay, so round two if you like. So we're going to bring you up into tabletop. Once you bring those knees up there, knees and feet are together, everything is connected in again, so you feel like you're in neutral with the pelvis, and you feel like those ribs are drawn in. So if you need to double check, you can always do your pelvic tilt from there, so you're not really crushing the floor with your low back, but you have a light connection. Arms a little bit more open to the sides on this in case you need a little bit of support, and those shoulders are wide and open as well. So in breath, Tic Toc, the right leg, knee and foot are going out to the side, trying to keep that left leg stable. And then in the out breath, again, zipping up inside to help draw that knee back into center. In breath, Tic Toc over to the left leg. Again, right leg staying still. Out breath, zip it up, coming back into center. So we're going to take it 5 on each side. So keep going from one side to the other. In breath to out. And assisting with that out breath to come back in. How stable can you keep the center of the body so that that knee moving out to the side doesn't cause you to roll, or doesn't cause that knee pointing to the ceiling to change. Noticing, are you keeping those ribs connected to the floor? So that you're not tempted to drop into that arch, going by the weight of the legs. Now once you've done 5, we're going to take it straight into both legs opening, very unflattering, but whenever you're ready, so both legs opening and then closing. So you can still use that same format on the breath, the in-breath to open, that press of the knees wide, and then that zip up inside to draw you back in. So when the legs open, the back wants to arch. So you're just keeping that connection on the front line of the body. Just through 5 of them, in-breath to open, out-breath to close. Trying to keep that pull up inside so it keeps it into the core and not as much into the hip flexors. Now once you've done 5 movements through there, we're going to take it straight into the twist if you can. Remember, this feels too challenging at any point, you can always grind the feet like the previous versions, the simpler versions. So when you're ready, so in breath, taking both knees to the right. Maybe you want to start with a small movement where only the pelvis comes off. Out breath, zip it up, coming back into center. You can decide again, keeping it equal on both sides in terms of the distance traveled. But over each repetition, if you want to take it a little bit further, you might find you're able to get your knees all the way to the floor, reaching the top knee over the bottom knee, but making sure that as you do, you're trying to still realign the spine from the top of the shoulders down the spine back into center. So that gets the full core engagement, everything working upper and lower. Again, that in-breath to drift out, the out-breath to help draw you back into center. Those shoulders start to feel like they lift around the shoulder, ground the spine, pulling everything back in. Those 5 to each side. Trying to keep those knees connected together. And once you get to the end of those again, you can give the knees a hug. And whether maybe a little circle, you can have circular side to side movement. Whatever just feels like it helps you relax, almost switch off the abs a little. And a few each way. Okay, so hopefully that's the abs well switched on. Okay, so we're going to take you from there then into shoulder bridge again. Okay, so heels underneath your knees and just feet comfortably apart. So once you're into that position, heels underneath your knees again, legs just comfortably hip distance apart, shoulders relax, maybe palms up just to help you let go of the upper body a little bit more. Taking it through shoulder bridge, rolling your spine up, imprinting the pelvis and the lower back, and then slowly rising up. Now when you get to the top, I want you to keep that sense of lengthening your knees out, but making sure you're zipping up again on the front line of the body, weight on the shoulders, neckline nice and long. Pressing in with the left leg, can you float the right leg up? Now maybe this is where you stay for the movement if that feels like it's strong enough, but if you can challenge it, you're going to use the in-breath to take your knee open into Tic Toc, out to the side. You choose the size of the movement. Out-breath, zip it up, pull it back into center. Can you manage up to 5? In-breath to open. Those arms may feel like you're wanting to push into the floor as the knee drifts to the furthest point that you can manage. As long as you're keeping them wide and open through the shoulders, I don't mind. Keep the neck nice and long. In-breath open, out-breath, zip it up. When you've done those 5 movements on one leg, you can grind the feet, just check, have those hips dropped, and mine did. So then slowly floating the other leg up. Working strong with that grounded leg to lengthen the knee. In breath to open to the side, choose the size of your movement and you know that you can keep everything nice and stable. In breath open, out breath zip back up. You can keep an eye on those hips if you're gazing towards the front line of the body, if you can see towards the knees. And hopefully that way, everything staying in place, keeping those hips nice and high. And once we get back into your position, find the length and roll the spine back down again. So we'll take a windscreen wiper from there, just nice and relaxed, maybe the feet a little bit wider apart, about the width of the mat, and just gently rock them side to side. Let the body go loose, relax the neck, just let it go wherever it wants to move to. Take a deep breath in and let the breath go. So find the legs back into center. Take a full body stretch. Reach everything long, stretching out, allow the ribs to rise up and off, reaching maybe through the toes or through your heels, whatever feels better. So that full body stretch. And then slowly bringing the arms down, and you can bend the knees in. So I hope you enjoyed that little session working into the core. Yeah, hope that felt good, and yeah, come back for more. Hope to see you again soon on your mat. Bye.